Welcome back. We're gonna be playing some Gruul. The deck was really cool. We ran incredibly good today. Playing it. Only thing I kind of talk about at the end game is that Felden wasn't great. It was like fine because it has haste and it gets in there, but can't block. And some of the times with Gruul, you get to just be bigger than mono red and want to block. So I kind of thought about this card afterward. Kami's Flare. Normally this card is just 2 mana deal 3 in most decks, but we get a lot of counters in ours, so it's like really decent in that spot. Other than that, spoiler if you don't want to know how well we ran today, just skip ahead of the gameplay. But other than that, we end up going 8-2 with the deck. One of the matches I conceded because they were just like, I don't know if they were on phone or what, but they were just like taking forever on decision. It's late where I am. I was just like, I'm going to concede and move on. Even though I think we were ahead in the match. Other than that, at least I think we were. Other than that, the deck is going to be playing a kind of like a mock of mono red. We're going to have like the little bit of beefy creatures. Instead, though, all of our creatures are too big for their size. In terms of mana cost, they pass the generic test. And we're just going to turn them sideways and get in there and stack our entire deck on top of each other. So I hope you guys enjoyed the games. And we'll see you later. This hand seems sweet. I like this hand. I'm going to keep this. Ooh, aggro. I'm going to get in there. I'm wearing a headset. I don't even want to wear it. Big and goofy. Nice, so we're gonna land play Kamano, potentially play a Shivan Devastator because it's like a 3/3 flyer. So it's like a lot harder to answer. Also, it can't be hit with like cut down, so I think that's a little bit more of a reason to do it. Actually, it's only 2/2. I'm being goofy. I could play this and just have like a 4/4. So let's do that. Make a 4/4. That I can just sacrifice to target, you know? Next turn, you have evolving. You go for the throat, not an artifact, so it's fine. Oh, Infernal Grasp. Still lose to life, so we wouldn't want to attack there, because if we did, that would fizzle, and then they wouldn't lose life at all. Look at this. I'm going to get the Bloated Contaminator down. It still plays around cut down. I didn't want to attack at all, actually. You wanted to attack. I am hunting into the sun. This comes in with a counter. Whatever. I like punted, and it's just leading into more punts. It's like one of the hard things to do in Magic, honestly, is not like punting. Punting's very easy, of course. Punting, and then like to regain from it and to stop punting. Go off. They draw here. That's great for us. I'm just gonna fire this off. I'm super close, right? Because I play this for 3. Them, they get hit for 4/7, and then they have to kill both. Sure. They would be dead if I would have hit them earlier. You know how it goes. This the counter on Devastator. In this spot, by the way, we would put a counter on this if this had 1, so they couldn't make a 1/1. This has trample, but it's something to think about later in like other matchups. Like if you need to make sure that they don't make a blocker at instant speed. Oh, this doesn't matter. My flyer gets through. Also, should be dead already, but you know, I messed that up earlier. Also, Infernal Grasp isn't going to be enough. Screw this up, block here, take 4 in the air. that's their plan and we get to hit with this. This is kind of slow rolling, but not really, because the game's just not over. It's kind of like, this part always feels bad whenever you have like the game tied up, but you have to still play it correctly. If they just remove my Devastator, it's over. Okay, they drew. I can now do this and let them know. Sick. We punted like 3 times in a row. His first game on. We'll look past it. We'll move on to brighter horizons. I go first. I have adapt, play bodyguard, have a lightning strike to follow up after that. If I draw land, then it's like we're really curving out. Aggro deck has a little bit more lands in it than mono red. I believe anyway. I might be faking. Mono red decks changed quite a lot. Play the bigger creature now. Another counter on this. Attacking this doesn't do anything here. So even if they go to remove this, or like remove this, we're not going to sack our creature out. We're playing against Golgari so far. Being a basic swamp and a basic forest would make me their only 2 colors. Could easily be 3 though. The fire, not great. We're gonna hit for 2 on our end step. We're gonna play with fire them to manipulate our draw and try to find that 3rd land. Becky. We assumed that's what we were going up against here. I bottomed that. A land or nothing? Ooh, we do hit a land. So we can play a squee. They can freely block our 1/1. Or we can get this 4/4 started. And then next turn play squee because it has haste. Or we can get the Shigeki out of the way. But I think establishing more board presence makes sense. Also, now they can't block this adept. They want to keep Shigeki around. Which is like something to think about. Like kind of one of the harder ways to like climb is to take the slower route and let them trade off their creature. With like you using a creature to trade off their creature instead of you having to use a card in your hand like a spell. We would freely like instead of lightning strike this, let's just give them the option to block. I'm just talking like nonsense. This is also like a great lightning strike target. We get to do something super sick here. Maybe I just don't know if they'll block that way. I can give this a menace, an attack, and they can double block because this has first strike if they want to remove this, and then I can lightning strike the Glissa to ensure that the Shigeki also dies. Now that obviously involves them blocking, and if they don't block, then it feels really bad. But I can also just get this down. Let's actually want to go for this play. Because this can grow massive. Like I can remove 2 more and make this into a 6/6. So it's kind of like super dangerous to leave it around. Oh, do we get it here? We do. Block like that, and then we'll lightning strike this Glissa. Then Shigeki is going to die in the process. That didn't give it trample, right? Nope, in turn. So we got to deal with both creatures there with a single lightning strike and using a counter off of our Crusher. Gildred is good. Land off the top is really good for us. Lightning strike can probably do that as well. So we could play the squee, or I can activate this. Right here. Here. Is there like a reason to hold this back? I can just lightning strike this out of the way, and I have like a haster here to follow it up. Yeah, sure. Do this. They don't block at all. I lightning strike them. I have a decision to make for sure. I think they have to block. I don't believe there's any reason not to. They don't block. I could, like, because I could have also activated this. So, like, I don't know why. Okay. Now it's like losing me just to not even activate, but got better sixes with the draw. Oh no. I just like keeping these. Just hope we draw the lands. We have a high chance to do so. We have 3 draws still then. In the play, you probably have to throw this back because it's nowhere near as aggressive enough if you're playing Gruul. Just left the last game because they were taking forever on every game action. Why wouldn't it be? Why? Okay. It's going to be Simic Rot Priest and it's going to blow me out of the water. I should have just played this because then I could play Kamano, play Adaptive, and then just go in from there. Now I get to do nothing on this turn besides hit them. Answer, or allowing me to take my turn. Oh, mama. Is it Rot Priest?
Surrender your mind
What?
to Phyrexia's will. Heal.
I really wanted to thought this was Rot Priest. Oh, let's not play that tapped. It's Simic something. Supposed to be Bant. Bant deck. The Contaminator is going to get hit with this. Boom. Our Thundery boy is going to come down. I kind of hope they tap out. Pretty sweet. Okay. Huh?
Become subdued.
Play this land. I will play this for you to make this spirit. Okay, never mind. It's just another stasis snare. Fading hope. Okay. This is like already so tilted that they tanked forever. This is how it's going. This is another bounce spell. This is just like to make bounce until I can mill you. If so, that's kind of crazy. Like, I'm gonna just start playing stuff. Eventually, you're gonna have to do something with this. And this is a 3/3. Nice too, so it won't die per se. Mill me. The squeeze. So their win condition is to mill. Need to draw another card. And their hand sucks. We hit another land, which is huge. I'm gonna play this. Assume it gets countered. Does not. Okay. Attack. Attack here. Attack here. The counter here, so it can remove it straight up, or we followed up with a Kamano. It's allowed to get removed straight up, so I'll just play a Kamano after. Do they have nothing? Like only lands? What is happening? This is like the most fascinating thing I've experienced. They have the Zendikar basics that they had to go put in this deck. The hero. Oh, they just had another one to play.
I've already read your
thoughts. I don't know how to say this.
You can be made
like
to obey.
I'm going face. At this point, they can like fading hope me if they would like. But I don't care about the case. Here. Aces to place. This is you. I'll put a counter here. And this is you. I'll put a counter here. I don't want to put it here so they can reset this entire thing. Is what their plan is. So that gets reset. Dude, they're down to 2. Play tap land, play this, and we follow up here. We have 44 cards, so I'm not in danger of getting milled, I think. 3 times, so 18. They play another one that's at 4, so it's 15. Each player chooses a non-permanent they control. Return all non-permanents chosen this way to their own hand, then you draw. I'm gonna weirdly enough, I'm gonna choose my Kamano. The reason I'm choosing Kamano is so they can't Jace tick on it and minus it. No matter what they do with Jace here, like they're not going to be able to make it where my creature can't remove it. Also, I'm just going to play a haste threat. Yep. That's kind of what we got there. Is they bounce everything because of the Kamano. They can't really plus, so they had to minus the Jace. Go from there. Hey, look at this. This is an aggro hand, sorta. Can't really. This is the biggest mana thing I have so far. Play this forest and pass. I would prefer not to play this on 0. Rixis, everybody's favorite. Thing has a little frog in it. Underdog? Go for the throat? Sure. This is probably going to be one of the harder matchups, I would imagine. We can play this because we're still going to take 1 damage either way here. Play this, and then we have Thundery Boy to get in there for a ton. That's a lie. This is getting removed. Rexian Beast. Wouldn't get it. Oh, I didn't remember. Sweet. Now a little part of me wants to play this mono, but I'll probably follow up with that. 'Cause I can't imagine this Crusher is going to be around for much longer. Play the Raiju. Attack. So if you see here, this tells you how much damage it's going to do. It's like a little indicator. Because this has an oil counter on it, I don't actually have to commit more counters to this. So I can make this bigger so it doesn't lose his Blood Type Harvester. Which, they block the Crusher. They take that. So that's pretty neat. Like a small little thing if you don't know. Obviously, like, cut down doesn't really do much there. Like, doesn't really matter that much. It's just like this small thing. So here's a Shieldred. We don't really care about too much. You have a Play with Fire. That's... I can play Kamano, Play with Fire. That's 3 for 10. I can activate this technically twice. I'm going to activate it once to give this Menace. So this can't do anything. Yeah, so we're going to remove an oil counter here. It's going to get Vigilance and Menace. Now it's like, do I attack with this? Put a counter on it and they have to block their Shieldred. I think that's fine because I'm trying to just like close out the game. Go here, put a counter on this again. It's big enough to now trade with Shieldred. We're going to see the same mistake before. No, this opponent actually blocked. I didn't activate this because I'm a goofball. Fine, I didn't want to activate it anyway. In turn. We get to hold up our Play with Fire now. Keep not doing that. And it's like not a sorcery. And you can activate these multiple times. So just, I don't want to win those. Also, if they try to remove it with spot damage, I can do stuff. That's fine. Is that going to be enough? I think. Do this. We hit them. I mean, this is like fine, I guess, as a follow-up play. Obviously, everything's covered. I'll draw. They'll hit me for 2. I'll activate this. I'll play this for 2. It'll come in as a 3/3. Now get him. Obviously, we could have just activated this, but Knowing me, I would miss it. So we'll just take the other way and ensure that I win. I've missed combats today. I've missed activations today. Oh, this is a hand though. I'd like to have a follow-up for this Kamano, but I mean, we have the most average card of all time in our hand. Loaded Contaminator. If you know, you know. A lot of people talked about this, and they're like, it's about as good as we thought it was going to be. It's not any better, and it's not any worse. Which is like the truest statement I've ever experienced with the Magic the Gathering card. It should be like not a horrible match for us. They're kind of like taking damage on their own, and then we're going to play a Bloated Contaminator next turn, and we're not really going to have to worry about spot removal. We will probably Lightning Strike this, though. We can't get Duelist, or we get rid of that. Because they can't activate this. Yeah, let's go ahead and get this. We're going to do it now, obviously, because I don't want to wait. I could, however, Lightning Strike this. But I think setting a 4/4 in the way, because I have a red. That makes more sense. I'm going to play this. I think I'm trying to close the game, not worry about them somewhat getting a, like, kind of an insignificant amount of poison damage. We'll probably get to like 6 or 7, and then we'll be ending the game, hopefully. Based on what we've seen so far. This can activate, make these things bigger. Well, they have to get the poison on me first, so it can't really do anything. They have a white mana. Could lay down arms Kamano, I guess. Elena, and then we're going to come in and be quite the house as well. This is attacking. They're not Skrelving me. These aren't activatable. Am I missing something? Nganjo? Nganjo is an option. So no blocks. I think the only way I lose that there is if I do block and then Nganjo my creature. The 1 white. Can't activate the Seed Core, so it's also like whatever. Put 1 infect. They can technically Nganjo an attacking creature. That's fine. We're gonna be. I think that's what we're seeing here. We'll play this, and we'll make our Bloated Contaminator way too large. So, Mom, spoilers. How we feeling? We're gonna have a little pep talk right now. Urbrask is finally, arguably the best raider this time around. Always the worst. Keep printing like Bergie style cards. Oh, they finally let me go. Okay. We don't have to have this talk anymore. Here. Didn't forget my plan. If they want to take 4 mana and deal with my Kamano, they can. Don't. Yes. I'd like to make the 7/7. Take another pain. They don't have a first striker in play to do any shenanigans with that. To put infect on me and then gain life. A neat little trick. If you're ever wondering if you're playing this deck or you're playing the Selesnya version. With this and the double striker. The duelist. You can activate Skrelv if I already have an infect counter on me. Activate Skrelv on the duelist to give it like the poison 2. It would put me at 3, turning this on. And then you can even activate these on your 1/1s, but also your infect creatures will get lifelink. So like you actually benefit from that on the second half around. Whenever normal damage happens outside of first strike damage. Other than that, we're just gonna sit here. It's you and me. Me and you. They have no blockers, and I'm playing an aggro deck. I don't know what to tell them. If you ever find yourself in this situation, there is a cogwheel in the top right corner that you can find yourself selecting the concede button. Or not. I don't know. That was painful. I'm glad we're here. Made it out on the other side. We have a 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop mush face. So yeah, sure. And there's 2 drops of 3/3, so it can't be cut down. We're snap keeping. They mauled. We're keeping even more. They have a Vorin clicks and Gix command. You can only assume they're mono black. You're like, it could be Golgari. Vorin clicks is green. They have a green book. They're Grixis. Or, never mind. They're Jund. They're not monsters. I just blew this up right away. I just said, you don't get to play the game anymore. Leave me alone. Ouch. So is this Windgrace stuff? This all resolves, big dog. You got it. So this comes tapped. I imagine that's all they're gonna really do here. I'm gonna play this in case they play a Fable. Also, this is legendary, where as like bloated contaminator next turn. Doesn't do anything. I can sack this and give this indestructible. This is obviously more important than the loyal bodyguard. Wait, Drone Crusher, you monster. I'm upset. Just kidding. That is perfectly fine and reasonable. All right, so what do? We obviously play this, but do we attack and give them options? Sure. I think we just... I think I put it on here. And then I probably shouldn't have attacked with that, huh? That's a free block. But they allow this all to go through, which is a lot of damage. I'll activate here. 1/1. Attacking with that wasn't correct. I was supposed to hold it back. For whatever reason, my brain, like when I first made the play, I was going to put a counter on here and just let this go. But I don't think I'm going to do that now. And I'm a little past that point. I can give this Menace. And then buff it to the moon. And then it'll trade this off. I don't have to worry about it. But also, they have to attack me now. I don't really play this with the intent to hold it back. So I'm going to just play this, followed by a bloated contaminator, wait a turn, I think. I'm feeling like pretty safe. For the most part, I have legendary creatures, so this cycles for 1. I can kind of answer anything if I want to. Let's just wait, because I can also activate this and then plus it twice to make it super huge, which would be lethal on its own, but then like these creatures are attacking in behind it. That's kind of the plan with it. Here comes a Fable. Sure. Huh? Remove this now that we're on instep. Also, again, they're Archfiend. They have to kind of like attack me. Is this the game where I finally get somebody to lose to this Archfiend because I can't do anything with it? That'd be super sweet. But I don't know if that's it or not. They're at 8. I attack. If I put a counter here, they get hit for 3. Can they even block that out then? Especially if I buff this. I don't think so. Not super reasonably. I'll activate this. I will move the combat. So they do just get to chunk this out with this. Again, it's like, where's the line going to get crossed? Sure. I'm gonna make sure that I remove both of these. But we lose our bloated contaminator, so maybe this wasn't like quite as good of an attack as I thought it could be. Also, like, they have 2 turns to end the game. I can give this menace again an attack, so they still have to have 2 creatures back. They're also gonna have to remove this. I don't know. Their spot's not great. They play a second one. Play a tap land. They hold back. Well, I mean, that gets there, which is kind of annoying. I kind of just wanted to win through this. We just let it happen. We just hit him 2. We cast. Play with fire. We get him. Nice. Nice. That was just like a really weird game for them because they couldn't attack with their Archfiend because they were just going to die on the backswing. And all that really means, if you don't know like terms, is like if you attack, like what's the threat analysis of something attacking you back? So that's what a lot of times like backswing means. Oh, I probably got one more. See how it goes. Had a couple of like weird games today. I go first. I have a play with fire. Tell me more. And then I have like Squee and the Thundering. It's like I'm playing mono red with bigger creatures. Basic Island, Spell Pierce. Oh wait, yo, hey, calm down now. I didn't mean to summon mono red. Wait, it was a joke. Elden's cool, but I need land. Elden was cool, but I needed land. We have another look here, but we also might have to remove a creature with this play with fire. Let's not make this super unreasonable for ourselves. Get the attack in first, so I don't feel any pressure. They kept a 1-lander, so any land here is going to be incredible for us. When this deals damage to a player, you may sacrifice if you do proliferate. Yeah. Bloated Contaminator, sweet, because it bodies everything, but Squee also gets to go wide. Is that what we want? Yeah, sure. So I can always play Bloated Contaminator later whenever I have this in play, and make the Contaminator have haste. They block. They need to save damage. Oh yeah, I should have played Contaminator. I just read this wrong. Yeah, okay. Sure. Anger, miss land again, it looks like. That sucks for sure. Combat hit. I also missed a land, but not near as bad. We could play Crusher and actually get the game closed out. So we'll play Crusher, followed up by Thunder. If we draw the land, because then Thunder can put a counter on here. This will deal 2 damage, also attacking for 3. They find a second land. What are we gonna see? We could see Lightning Strike. We could see Elden, potentially. You could see a Monastery Swift Spear. Like, I'm blocking the Swift Spear. Am I? Do I care? I don't think so. Like, if they lose their creature and play with fire this, like, I save 4 damage, so sure, I guess. And I don't feel comfortable about that block. Like, I'm down to be wrong on that decision, but also I feel like taking 4 when I know their entire hand spells. They got weird stuff like that. So I'm cool to be wrong. There's the land that we need. So I could play this, but I can also play this instead. And then I can play Raiju and then just have a lot of haste in. Is kind of where I'm at. Take them for 6. It doesn't... They basically have to end the game now. This is also a trampler. So making it huge and then like playing this, putting more counters on there. Ancestral Anger. We get to 10. I'm like impressed. That's also like the other cool part. I'm gonna play this up after we're good. They don't even want to stick around because they know that's lethal. Got him. Sick. They miss lands. Mamma mia. Not mean to summon mono red. Alrighty. Post game wrap up. Time to talk and hear my lovely voice. As much as I know, you probably all enjoy it. All right, the deck. Obviously good on the play. The only problem with this deck is the lack of refill that you have. We ran pretty well with it. I think I could pull that up while I talk about it. But yeah, we ran pretty well actually. And we only had one game that kind of fit the description that I had, in which when you're behind, you're like really far behind. But when you're not behind, you're running incredibly well. So just for reference here, if I could pull this up. Okay, so hopefully it all got cut out before. You can see we ran incredibly well here. We went 1-1 against Green White and 1-1 against Golgari. Other than that, we went 8-2. So it's kind of hard to talk about the flaws of the deck, but I think a lot of people have kind of talked about the same thing with this deck and why like a lot of times mono red generally can seem better, or like if we want to play like more monocolor deck, mono white is seen as better. Other than that, we ran well. Honestly, like we ran pretty hot with the deck, but let's hide this now, I guess. All right, cool. Devastator did not come up, nor did I feel like it came up once, I think, nor did I feel like it was a necessity that we needed. So if you don't have these, I feel like you can put whatever number you want in and call it a day. We was pretty decent because it's haste, and a lot of times you want to just be going as wide as possible and getting as much haste action in there. Bodyguard was also kind of whatever. It came up once, and I punted it into the sun, so it didn't really matter. Other than that, like, this creature, goated. This guy, massive. This thing, I hate this thing, but I like this thing. Floater Contaminator, most average card in the world. It does exactly what you want it to do. If it was any better, it would be too good. Like, if it did anything better than what it does, it'd be too good. Like in this deck, the toxic doesn't matter, so that's something that you get to erase off the card immediately. Proliferating's like fine as well. A lot of times it comes up, sorta. It like buffs its own toxic, so it can kind of get there on its own, rather than gain a lot of life. But realistically, like the way this benefits is if you're attacking after with this, so it's a little bit reliant on other cards to be good in this deck. Other than that, it's just a 4/4 trampler for 3 mana. Play it. It's good. Again, fine. Reoccursion in the graveyard. Felden, if you don't have these, you don't want to play this card. You also don't have to play this card. This card kind of was whatever too. You could actually play the... Watch me not find it now. Call Me Flare would be kind of cool in that spot if you want to play a little bit more burn heavy. Because you're going to have a lot of modified creatures. So this can get the kind of the double-sided thing that everybody wanted it to have originally and thought it was going to be really good for. Especially when you have adaptive, you have Squee coming in, buffing it, or like Kamano coming in and putting a counter on your creature. Like, this is going to be active a lot, and I would actually kind of like to see it in that spot because you get to remove a threat while also dealing them damage or deal with the Planeswalker, so you don't actually have to do a whole lot. Other than that, deck's fun. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let you go. You can play it if you want. Play it if you don't want to. Just play the deck. It's cool. Get to Mythic. Have fun. Goodbye. See you in the next one.